As India starts its G20 presidency, the world's fastest growing economy endures geopolitical change, making it pertinent to analyze what lies ahead. Times Network, through its flagship platform, India Economic Conclave, continues the legacy of championing the economic agenda of the country. The 9th edition of the India Economic Conclave focused on India as the emerging third superpower. IDFC First Bank presents the India Economic Conclave, powered by Google. Harnessed conversations to transform India's economic aspirations into action through specially curated sessions of thinkers, policymakers, economists, business leaders and global influencers. The event not only got to witness the thought-provoking idea towards the development of the nation, but also experienced an immersive performance by three-time Grammy Award winner Ricky Cage.
Reach out, let us join hands and sing this world song. Reach out, let us join hands and sing this one song.
In this episode, Michael O. Johnson, Chairman and CEO of Herbalife, discussed unleashing India's economic potential through entrepreneurship and direct selling in a fireside chat with Times Now Editor-in-Chief Rahul Shivshankar. And on the other side of the break, Ajay Khanna, Senior Vice President and MD of Herbalife India, addressed the audience on how entrepreneurship will drive India's growth.
Mr. Johnson, let me begin by asking you a very straightforward, simple question. What role can public and private sectors play in improving people's overall health? There's been a huge emphasis in India on this sector, and you know that the Modi government has performed quite well on the back of the COVID pandemic. Of course, we got off, like everyone else did, to a spluttering start, but then after that, with the vaccine program, we got around to immunizing crores of Indians, almost 200 crore Indians, and that is a record in itself. So health very much in the ether. How does that impact economic growth, the well-being of a public?
The world that we're living in right now is in such horrendous need for good health, horrendous need for focus, and we've gotten it through the pandemic. So many marketplaces have said, holy heck, we have got to deal with, I used a nice word there, and we got to deal with a health issue here that's gigantic. And the pandemic, unfortunately, impacted a certain sector of all of our societies worse than it impacted another, and those who were not as healthy as they should have been, those who were not looking after their nutrition the way they should have been. Now, it hit everybody. Let's not kid ourselves. But the opportunity for an individual to have an impact in their society, especially in India, for our marketplace there, which is phenomenal.
What are the other reasons really for the pickup? I mean, yes, the pandemic was obviously a catalyst, but is it self-awareness? Is it a greater appreciation for the bounties of life and the need to be healthy, to appreciate them? Where does this come from?
Well, you hit on it. People want to be around longer. I'm a new grandfather. That I look in the mirror and go, what happened all the years? But I'm a new grandfather. I have a wonderful woman in my life. I have all the reasons to live a long life. I have all of them in front of me. And I think more people are coming to that realization inside their lives because they started to put a priority during this pandemic on their health, on their well-being, on their mental well-being. And I want to talk about in a minute, we have another epidemic, it's called loneliness out there, which interestingly enough, I think we're addressing too.
Sure.
But this opportunity right now, and the reason people have come to this is that they see their lives right now in a different scope than they saw it before this pandemic. Things got narrowed down very quickly. We got put in a capsule of our own life, if you will. We got to see our lives in a different light, and the importance and the quality of our individual health, our individual well-being, how we can take control of our own income streams, our own wealth streams, be less reliant on others for that, and more reliant on ourselves. This is what, to me, kind of came out of the pandemic. A few other things definitely came out of it, some real negatives. There's a loneliness factor. I keep reading more and more about this. It's a global impact. I'm sure it's in India. I'm not, as familiar with it, but where people got put on their own in their own capsules, if you will, in their own lives, and they became lonely. And as they came out of this, they had to understand the need for community, which our nutrition clubs and our distributors create that every single day. They have a place where people come together, where they can enjoy each other. They can have a spirit together for healthy, active lifestyle, for better nutrition, for weight management, for doing things that build an economic freedom in their lives, but also build that nutritional base in their lives. And my brother, when I first joined Herbalife, he gave me a little quote that said, the first wealth is health. And that is so true. And that's what we bring to the table. It is so important for people now to focus on that. And then this loneliness factor that's in there with all these nutrition clubs that we've got going globally in India and around the world, and building those communities together. That is this really, important aspect of this business.
That's very, very well put. We've got a house full here, many entrepreneurs who are amongst us, and they'll probably want to hear from you, if some of them are interested in the well-being sector, how you see the Indian economy growing, especially in this sector.
Well, I can tell you from our business, the growth is phenomenal, because we've seen people grab a hold of healthy, active lifestyle, of understanding their nutrition better, of wanting to build a business around that. And our business is inexpensive to get in. It is providing a platform for people to improve their lives, to earn what they're worth. This is what our founder said in 1980, a 24-year-old young man who was literally selling products out of his car and addressing an issue. And so this company was founded by an entrepreneur. I see myself as an entrepreneur, if you will, somebody who works inside a company focusing on that. But we're made up of thousands, tens of thousands of small businesses. And that's where the economic opportunity comes in for an entrepreneur who wants to build something in their community and service people's needs in their lives for nutrition, service their needs for a well-balanced diet, service their needs for education about nutrition, and bringing them in to help build their lives. Now, if someone walks into those clubs or works with our distributors and says, this is something I think I can do. And then what happens in our entrepreneurial environment is training is vital. It is vital for what we call an upline. If I recruit you to join this company, we want to make sure you have a plan to succeed. We want to make sure you know how to go to market. We want to make sure you understand what we call DMOs, distributor methods of operations, whether you're going to do it on a social network platform, whether you're going to do it person to person in someone's home, whether you're going to build it through a nutrition club, whatever opportunity that fits your personality, as long as you have, a little gut, some grit, some drive, you have a fraternal skill, and then we'll help you with the technical skills to help you succeed.
You were talking about the fact that in India, we've got this conversation going about being self-reliant. Actually, the government sort of calls it empowerment, and the concept of handouts, the Prime Minister has been talking against it, and he's saying that, look, I'm going to give you stuff that is going to enable you. And I'm just going to weave that into a couple of questions. How does Herbalife see itself contributing to India's economic well-being in the context of what the Indian Prime Minister and the government have been saying? And secondly, I'm really curious to know a little bit about why an American has a football star at the back of him. You guys play another kind of football, different ball game. So 2 questions.
Okay. So I'm, we are, not I, it's we. We are completely aligned with the idea of self-reliance.
Right.
In Herbalife, you make money by selling product. That's the only way you do it. You have to perform in your business, and you make money doing it that way. You build a better opportunity for your family that way, for yourself, better education environments, better gifts for the holidays, better clothes for the kids. We lift the economics. We lift the people from economic levels up. That it's so hard to explain unless you see it. Yeah. And we have thousands, tens of thousands of distributors who have stories that are amazing. They're cab drivers, they're sanitation workers, they're doctors, they're lawyers who have come to Herbalife and lifted their station because they put together a business opportunity that is based on self-reliance. It's based on performance in their marketplace, how they took our product, how they took our business opportunity into their community and improved lives and built opportunities for themselves and for their community around it. So that community aspect is vital to us.
Right.
That self-reliance is something that is part of our fabric, and it's been in the quilt of Herbalife since day one. We have a meritocracy in this company. You get paid, you get to earn what you're worth. There's no handouts here. There's no easy road. There is, and I'm not saying it's that difficult. We try to keep it simple. We try to keep it understandable. The world's gotten more complex. There's without a doubt. But if somebody wants to come here and build their life, they can do it. All of the tools are here for them to do it. They have to add a little perspiration, a little inspiration, a little aspiration, and they can go forward with it. Now, my friend back here that you want to talk about, I've got actually a couple friends back here. I've got David Beckham back here too.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
We'll show him to you too. Look, sports have a world. We have Virat Kohli, and Virat is, as you well know, is a Indian superstar. And so we follow cricket very closely, and we follow the International Cricket League there, and we're a big participant and a player in it. What we've done is that there's a couple things that really get people on the same page: music and sports.
Right.
You have a favorite song, I've got a favorite song, you got a favorite team, I've got a favorite team. Cristiano Ronaldo is a spokesperson for us on a global basis because he's a product user. We have a product named after him, CR7.
Oh, wow.
And that product he helped develop with John Heiss, one of our top scientists in our company, who went and spent time with him. We tried to understand his workouts. We tried to understand who he is as an individual. And we've been with Cristiano a long time. He's been with us. We've been with him. Yeah, we pay him without a doubt, but he's authentic. We are localizing our efforts. So in India, it's cricket is the name of the game. We've got badminton players. We got Mary Kwam, an Indian boxer, who's also part of your legislative world, and then has come back to the boxing world. Don't get in a ring with her.
She's an Indian icon, no doubt.
So we're using local people. We have a sports line in our company we're pretty proud of. We have a weight management line, a sports line, a daily nutrition line. And what we're trying to do is bring people around that who are authentic and believe in us.
Wonderful. Lovely speaking to you this evening or this morning, wherever you are. Michael O'Johnson.
It's this evening.
Well, thank
this
you
is
very
the
much.
latest I've ever had a tie on probably in my life.
Well, let me tell you, people, I think, have appreciated the time you've taken out. Thank you very much, Michael O'Johnson. Lovely speaking to you. And I believe you're a runner, so keep on running. Thanks.
India has become the most populous country in the world. And I believe this holds significant implications and opportunities for the nation and its future. The population growth comes with a unique demographic dividend, given the country's population pyramid has a sizable cohort in the working age group. Well, I see an ever larger population with 65% under the age of 35 as an opportunity for the country's growth and development. The large, dynamic, and young population with 65 under the age 35 can be a valuable asset if harnessed effectively. And as I say, a young, dynamic population, if it is harnessed correctly, it is a powerful economic asset. Well, we know that these young people look at work differently. They are turning their backs on traditional work patterns, industries, expectations, as they look to create a path that enables them to balance their work and their personal life. To do something that makes positive reference to the world, and most importantly, to follow their passion. I mean, it is no wonder that we are seeing so many entrepreneurs, and you see any field, there are a lot of small startups which are coming up. By fostering a thriving entrepreneurial ecosystem, India can create employment opportunities for its rapidly growing workforce, and so drive increased productivity across the country. Now, leveraging on the demographic dividend calls for forward-looking policies, which build a conducive ecosystem for education and skills, healthcare, gender sensitivity, and providing the right choices to the younger generation. Well, I must commend the government. The government has taken steps to promote job creation and economic growth, such as establishing the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, which provides funding and skill development opportunities for individuals and enterprises. Well, I'm here to talk about entrepreneurship, and I would say that entrepreneurship has played a vital role in shaping India's economy, and it is poised to play an even more significant role in the future. Well, a case in point is the successful growth of the startups in India. Small businesses, as highlighted by the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, whom we call as MSME, already generate employment for over 100 million people in India. And I firmly believe that entrepreneurship will be key to absorbing the increasing number of young individuals entering the workforce and deliver on the vision of a self-reliant nation. And as our Honorable Prime Minister says, an Atma-Nirbhar Bharat. Well, India needs to create 10 million jobs, 10 million jobs per annum to absorb young people into the workforce. Promoting entrepreneurship and supporting business growth are some of the steps that need to be taken to encourage job creation. In recent years, India has improved its ranking in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index, Startup India, Make in India. I mean, these are just few examples of the progressive government policies that have created millions of jobs for the Indian populace. Entrepreneurship takes many forms. The tech startup, the family restaurant, the delivery driver working for themselves. These are just some examples, Another example is the direct selling, which provides a very low-risk entry point into building your own business when compared to other alternatives, and which has emerged as a significant contributor to India's national economy. The industry has shown resilience, as you heard, in the face of challenging macroeconomic forces, with the Indian Direct Selling Association reporting annual sales of over rupees 19,000 crore and a steady growth rate of 5.3% year on year in 2021 and 2022. This directly translates to increased revenues to the government exchequer and to more wealth being generated in communities and families across the nation. Not only that, the consumer protection rules, which are framed by the government at the end of 2022, have been instrumental in distinguishing legitimate direct selling companies from those fly-by-night operators, And these regulations establish guidelines and standards for direct selling companies to follow. It ensures transparency, fairness, and accountability. And by separating legitimate players from pyramid schemes or what we call as money circulation schemes, consumer interests are safeguarded, and the industry's reputation is protected. Well, the expansion of the direct selling industry into the tier 2 and tier 3 towns has been a game changer. This expansion empowers individuals in smaller towns where innovative business opportunities are limited, and to become entrepreneurs and actively participate in India's economic growth. The direct selling model provides a low-cost and accessible, I would say, opportunity for people from diverse backgrounds who are often, disenfranchised to start their businesses and generate income. And by engaging with individuals in these towns, the direct selling industry creates avenues for, I would say, economic development and inclusive growth. It also allows, I would say, individuals to leverage their local networks, knowledge, and entrepreneurial spirit to build a sustainable business. Now, some of these things you'll be seeing on the things here, sustainable and entrepreneurship. This not only strengthens, local economies, but also contributes to the overall growth and development of our incredible nation. It's heartening to see the positive response from the tier 2 and tier 3 cities to direct selling opportunities. At Herbalife, from where I come from, we are expanding our distributor network in these areas, and we are catering to the diverse needs of different set of people. India's unique demographic positioning with the working population surplus can fuel the economic growth and enhance the standard of living for millions, India has been one of the world's best performing economies for a quarter of a century, lifting millions out of poverty and becoming the world's third largest economy in purchasing power parity terms. And if you guys would have read the newspaper today, it was such a bright morning to read the newspaper today, with the GDP growth and the kind of, where India is heading for. Let's together, I would say, let's go India, and thank you everyone. Thank you so much.